Have you ever been in the most vulnerable state of yours? A state of need, a state of sickness, a state of brokenness, a state of failure, a state of despair, and your enemies took advantage of you? Well, you're not alone. One good thing, an important thing because of reading and meditating the Word of God is that we find almost all types of people going through all kinds of trauma and how they overcame it with the help of God. Those life lessons are practical and are applicable even in our lives. Psalm 41 verses 5 through 9 says, "My enemies say cruel things about me. They want me to die and be forgotten. Those who come to see me are not sincere. They gather bad news about me and then go out and tell it everywhere. All who hate me whisper to each other about me. They imagine the worst about me. They say, 'He is fatally ill. He will never leave his bed again.' Even my best friend, the one I trusted most, the one who shared my food, has turned against me," it reads. These verses portray the sick David and how he felt. He is sick, says the psalm, and there are people who pay visit to see him, but with wrong intentions to check on what state he was in and to go back and tell others. In fact, those who came to visit him were not his friends, but they were his enemies. They said evil things about him. They wanted him to die. They did not have a good thought for him. But the worst. If we were to say in our times, they formed an association to gather bad news about David and then make a broadcast of it. They didn't stop there at first. They imagined the worst for David. And here comes the interesting part. It's not the enemies he's worried about, it's his best friend who betrayed him. That's with that association, the one that David had helped at one point of time, as he was his best friend, whom David thought would be with him always. We see the same thing with Job. He was in his worst times. His friends wouldn't mind him, his wife wouldn't care, his own breath too. But we see what these guys' confessions are. David says in verse 11, "They will not triumph over me, and I will know that you are pleased with me. You will help me because I do what is right. You will keep me in your presence forever," was his confession. As a matter of fact, we know David wasn't on the right all the time, but he trusted in the unfailing love and kindness of God. Job, on the other hand, confesses that he will see his Redeemer one day and that he will not be a stranger to him. Hurt feelings are common, and those from people we trust the most or close with is a sure thing again in life. But one thing is more certain than that our Redeemer lives and that he will uphold us is the truth. Our weakest moments do not indicate that God has forgotten us, but it sure indicates that God will help us soar again with His strength. Yes, my dear friends, take heart, for your Redeemer lives, and that He shall uphold you. Even today, we might go through the same phase that these men went through. He knows our lives, He knows our past, He knows our present, and He knows our future. And He is faithful. He is our vindicator. He makes sure that our righteousness shines like that of the sun. Have a blessed day.